Hey there, it's Dr. Quinton Morris with Unmute the Voices, and I am talking to you live from Key to Change Studio, where I teach underserved students the violin and viola right here in South King County. You're going to meet one of my students here on the show today, Laila West, and she is a student at Franklin High School in Seattle, and she's going to talk to you about why representation as a Black violinist is important in classical music. And she's also going to talk to you about her love for the instrument and maybe persuade you to support underserved and marginalized youth who are interested in classical music. That's right now on Unmute the Voices. Laila, welcome to Unmute the Voices. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Good. How's it feel being on a set of a video shoot?
Well, I haven't done it since before COVID. I haven't I haven't been recorded this formal since I was in my cousin's music video, so it feels very nostalgic.
Really? Wait a minute. Were you dancing or singing?
Yeah.
Or yeah,
what? You will never find that video. But yes, I was. My cousin, she lives in LA and she writes music and she does her own music. So in November 2019, my cousin was like, "Hey, Laila, do you want to be in my music video?" And I was the main thing. It took 2 days, but I was just dancing and I had to lip sync and all this type of stuff. So it was really fun. But
wow.
Yeah, this feels very reminiscent.
So we can't see this video?
Yeah.
How come?
Because it's I don't know. I mean, you could.
Is it private or something?
No, it's very public, actually.
Really? I never knew this.
I don't tell people this often.
Okay, so we have a professional video dancer here in our midst. Are you dancing for us today?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes, or it never did.
So if there's a ton of people who write in and say, we want to see Laila dance, do we get a part two?
No, I don't dance.
You don't dance?
Well, I do, but it's not very good.
Okay. All right. That's why you don't want people seeing the video, is that it?
And then it was also 10, so.
Okay. All right. Fair. All right. So you've grown up, obviously, since then. And what most people also don't know is that you played the violin as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, most people do know that because, my mom and my siblings, as soon as they, introduced me, I swear, my sister, Yasmin, and my mom, they say, "Oh, this is my daughter, Laila." And somehow, me playing the violin is going to be brought up into the conversation no matter what. That's just, a lot of people do know that, but probably people watching wouldn't know that.
Okay, so when people find out that you play the violin, how does that make you feel?
Makes me feel accomplished because people are surprised that I play the violin, and usually the second question they ask is, "Oh, how long?" And I say, "Oh, since I was 6 years old." That was one of the first real hobbies that I picked up. So they are surprised. They're like, "Oh my gosh, you've been playing for so long." I said, "Yeah." I just say, "Yeah, I have." My mom forces me, so.
Your mom forces you, still forces you now?
Yes, my mom says that if I want to live under her roof, I have to play the violin.
Okay, so.
But that's fine because it's good for colleges. It's good to be well-rounded and it helps you in other skills. So it'll benefit me. I might not enjoy it right now. I enjoy some of it. I enjoy 75% of it. So it's fine. But my mom does force me to play.
Okay, but wait. If your mom is forcing you to play, but you see the benefits of it, is it then really a force?
I guess not. I would be very bored without it. So I don't think I would even quit. There are some days where I do want to quit, very badly. Mm-hmm. But when I was younger, I used to really want to quit. During quarantine, that was the worst time to play the violin. So I was so bored. There's not a lot of engagement, so I really did want to quit. But now, it's a skill that I could see my development in, and it'll be just a waste of my efforts if I quit. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I love this kind of self-reflection and accountability
Yes.
here. So I'm kind of team mom right now, not just because I also teach you the violin, but also because I think you're seeing, what I'm hearing is that you're really seeing kind of the advantages of playing the instrument.
Yes, because I mean, like I know a lot of kids in my school, like there are groups of kids that do not the greatest things, and I think it's because they're not engaged in something. And so I'm happy that I'm engaged in something because I know that it helps me, because I see lots of kids who don't really have engagement or don't really have anything to not look forward to, but yeah, I guess look forward to. And so I'm happy that, I guess violin is one of mine that I look forward to seeing how I can progress, and I do try to focus on it as much as I want to. Yeah.
How much do you feel that your race plays a factor in your music making? For instance, you think people are surprised when they find out because of how you look that you play the violin?
I guess, yes, people can be surprised that I play the violin, but it's mostly like kids at my school who are surprised that I play the violin. It's not like adults, or it's not like other family members that, it's mostly kids at my school. They say, you play the violin? I'm like, yeah, it's, I don't know, my mom introduced me to it, and I just have played it ever since, so.
Okay, and kids are surprised, and what's their reaction? Like, what emotion is associated with being surprised? Is it like pleasant surprise, or shocked, or
like a curious, shocked surprise? Like, yeah, those are like, they're just like curious on why I play violin.
And what do you tell them?
I mean, it's kind of like how you play like football or basketball. It's just something that I do, that I have done. So it's, for me, it's like, I just have to like make it sound like, not necessarily it's a sport, but it's a hobby of mine. It's an activity that I do. I mean, it's no different than you playing a sport. And I do also play tennis. And so those two things together, people never expect me to play tennis or do the violin. When I say that, they're like, you play? Because they think it's a wider sport and a white instrument to play. And I say, I don't know, those are just the two things that I enjoy, and those are the two things that my mom put me in, and my dad also. And so it's like, I don't know, I play them because I like them. And for me, like me playing the violin or me playing tennis, I actually never thought about how much my race impacts, like the shock that people have. Like that's the main shock is not how long I've been playing. It's mostly, oh, but you're black and you play the violin and you play tennis. And I say, I mean, yeah, like I don't think, I never thought about it that way until people were shocked. And then I realized, oh, it's not because of how long I've been playing, it's because I'm black.
So how important do you think that representation of people of color playing the violin or anything in classical music, how important do you think that is?
I think it's very important because I know, like, my mom has taken me, since I was younger, taken me to different shows or things like that. And might not be classical, but it could be like jazz, or I definitely gone to the Seattle Symphony and seen like black people perform, and it just makes me feel a lot more motivated and a lot more like, oh my gosh, they're doing it too. Like, it makes me feel like I'm not alone playing the violin. And I've seen the Seattle Symphony, like they don't have a lot of black people in their symphony, and me and my mom, we always comment on that. We still go all the time. It was cool. They're like, oh, okay. But when I see like black people play the violin, or just even black women play the violin, it's like, oh. And like, I remember my mom, when we saw the guy who played for the royal wedding, the cellist, my mom was very happy. She brought his CD and we listened to him for like a month. Wow. And so I think representation is very important because it just makes you feel happier. Right. I've noticed, like, it makes me feel very happy that, oh my gosh, like they're doing what I'm doing. I can be at their level. It's very cool.
Unmute the Voices is sponsored by Key to Change Studio. Key to Change Studio is a violin and viola studio located in Renton, Washington, which allows middle and high school underserved students living in South King County an opportunity to take violin or viola lessons. For more information, visit their website at keytochangestudio.org. Now, back to Unmute the Voices.
Let's say that the orchestra in town or the opera all of a sudden had 50%, let's even go with 75% people of color in their orchestra, their opera, or just any sort of idiom, musical idiom that is predominantly not of color.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think that would do for our community?
I think it would motivate people. It also, I feel like when Black people or people of color do things that are more what people think white people do, I think it provides even a different insight to non-people of color. Like, I went to an opera show and it was about I forgot who it was about, but it was a man. He was in civil rights. I think maybe Malcolm X. But it was an opera performance, and the whole crew, the whole people who were performing were Black, and I saw all different types of people come to the show, which was like 3 hours long. But lots of different people came, and I think you just felt more safe and educated because it felt good that non-people of color making an effort to listen and to hear and to support people of color, in this case Black people, and then it made Black community feel more safe because now people are educated. Now people know what people of color have gone through.
Yeah. We're here at Key to Change, and this is a program that you're a student in, and this is a program, a violin and viola program, where there's lots of students of color who play either instrument. How does it feel as a Black student, a Black violinist, to be among so many other peers who look like you and who are also of other ethnicities?
I know at my old violin studio, I might have felt a little alienated because it was like an Issaquah. So I was probably one of probably Black students. There were lots of like Asian students, but I was probably one of the only Black students. But it feels good to be around people of color and Black students because I don't feel like alone. I don't feel like alone, which is a good feeling to feel it. Also, I don't feel alienated by those students because that's like one of like the worst things someone can feel. Like sometimes when I'm in communities with more people of color, I can stand out because of people's like ideas about me. Even like Black people's ideas about other Black people, like I can sometimes stand out. And so it feels good to be in a community where everyone plays an instrument and there's no like, oh, you play the violin, like, because you do too. Like, everyone plays an instrument, and so I feel like I'm breaking those boundaries because if I stepped out in my school, people would be like, oh, you play the violin with more curiosity because I'm Black. But now that I have Black students who also play the violin, it's like, it's normal. Or people call it the violin. It's just normal. It's just what we do.
It's normal.
Yeah.
I guess my last question for you is, I'm curious, what would you say to people who are watching this show who are curious about learning more about people of color in classical music or music education? Why should they support initiatives that support youth like you, or support programs like Unmute the Voices? In your words, why should people support programs that help people of color?
working in like Seattle or the greater Seattle area, of course, there's a lot of things that happen, like violent things, and even things with our youth. A lot of our youth is involved, and a lot of children that are my age are involved. And I think supporting this school, I guess, is like you can get people engaged, especially young people, because young people are going to be are soon going to be the leaders and the people in our community. We're going to make up the community. And so I think you have to get them engaged at a young age, so then they don't grow up and are bored and are just struggling with somebody not believing in them. And so I think supporting Key to Change is important, because it gets people who would be bored or challenged by society. It gets them into something where they can focus on it and they can see their progress, and they won't feel like they won't fall into things that are stereotypical to their race or something. They will do something meaningful, something that can impact them and the whole community. So I think that Key to Change, supporting it, just really leads to kids being focused and feeling appreciated. Because my mom tells me all the time that, like, how to combat homelessness and how to combat violence and things like that. It's just start with the kids, to like engage them in something, but to make them feel like they're in the community and wanted and appreciated. And so that's why I think supporting Key to Change matters, because it will help kids feel wanted, appreciated, and smart. That's another one, and educated, and yeah, that's what I.
Thank you so much for being on the show.
I really appreciated that. That was fun.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't done this before.
Well, you will have to come back near natural.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of Unmute Voices. I'm Dr. Quinton Morris. We'll see you next time.